When I think about Oregon, I think it's very important for all of you to understand. You may find a better basketball coach, but I don't think you'll find anybody that has the passion and love that I have for this university. For whatever reason, I will always be joined at the hip with the University of Oregon. And I can say nothing but good things about it. I love this institution. I have a lot of pride in this institution. And this institution was built on the backs of a lot of great people, from Casanova to Herb Yamanaka, Jenny Havercroft. When you look at Dave Frohmeyer and even Bill Moose, two of the greatest men that I ever met, they gave me an opportunity to coach here and then stood by my side. I'll never forget my time here. And to you players, I've told you this before, you're about halfway through your book, and there's been some great players here before you that have been in the same position you've been in, where they've taken the hits, and when they look back and finish their book, they were outstanding. And you guys have the exact same opportunity to do that. This program has a great group of young guys in it. They need a couple of pieces, we know that. They're eligible for a summer tour, and we know how important that's going to be for them in the development. And they have probably the greatest building being built in college basketball right now. And I want to thank Penny and Phil for everything they've done for me and my family. I want to thank them for everything they've done for this basketball program, because the table is set for a great run by this group. And they will have their run because their strength of character is so good. I hope they all will stay. I hope they all will have a great experience here, and I hope they all will become some of your biggest salespeople as they look back on their experience at the University of Oregon. And probably the thing that has helped me get through the emotion of all of this over the last couple of weeks has been the flood of emails and phone calls from our former players that have come through here to express their gratitude, to express their love, and everything we've done for them. And to me, in the bigger picture, that's what this is all about.
Ernie, with all the accomplishments, the Elite Eights at different times during the program, there were some subpar seasons, but you brought them back. Does that make it even more disappointing not to have the opportunity with this group to bring them where you think they can go?
You know, they're not subpar seasons, they're rebuilding seasons. Oregon is a program, if you look at the history of Oregon, it's very important to understand what you're dealing with here. And I felt like one of the things we did a good job was showing the passion that you could be champions here. To put it in writing, to give Bill Moose a 10-year business plan when people thought we were nuts for doing that, we felt like we could be successful here. So we had to reload the program. And the decision to do it with high school players was one that Dick Harder showed us a long time ago. And I thought we could sustain it better. It was more important that people had an opportunity to get to know those kids. And that's no disrespect to any of the JC transfers that have come in here, because we've had some outstanding ones. So there was no doubt in my mind that this program could make a great run. I think, again, when you look at our last 4 of our last 5 ball games, you had an opportunity to see us starting to come. But they needed some more work. And it was very unfair to them. And I mentioned this to Mike, that if they were not going to do a multi-year contract, then most likely the best thing for me to do was to step out of the way eventually, because it's unfair pressure to put on these kids to have to worry about their coach year in and year out and having to win for him to keep his job. I just didn't think that was right. And I think these guys have enough, again, character in them that they have an opportunity to be successful. And I really thought we could get them there.
What about Northeast
You know, really, I have not thought about me because in these types of moments, I've taken myself out of the equation. I've been a servant to this community for so long. From having the opportunity to spend my days in Blanchett and Yoncalla and Crow and some of these places in this great state, it isn't about me, and it really isn't. I will take some time when all this is done, and I don't have a lot of time because typically in this business you have about a 45-day window that opens and closes. And I will coach again. I think that when anybody takes an opportunity to look at our track record and look at our resume, those people who really understand basketball out there will understand what we've accomplished here. And I've said this before, when we get through this moment, and you will get through this moment here at this university, when you look back and see what we've accomplished, when it was in our hands, you'll understand how good the job we did here. So I think the fact that we've had success here, I think the fact that we've put such a high premium on graduating, I've got a lot of more coaching in me, and it's just time to build another program somewhere else, and I really am looking forward to the opportunity to doing that. It'll take me some time. I don't think I'll ever get over the hurt, but that's a part of life lessons that I need to have these guys understand and what they're going through, because they're going to have times that are a lot more difficult than this, where they're going to get punched in their gut, and they're going to have to regroup. And the biggest thing about this adversity is to don't make excuses, because this is my basketball program. I'm responsible for where we're at today, and I understand that fully. And if I'm the guy that's in the way from getting you to a championship, and I'm talking about an NCAA championship, which nobody thought we could even come close to doing, then let me step out of the way or move me out of the way.
Is there any chance you would stay with the university?
No.
The last couple of years in my life, stories, especially this spring around, you knowing that the records was coming, is to keep the team focused, to keep going. How do you do that?
I think it was very unfortunate for our players to have to deal with that, and I really do. And I give them all the credit, because the thing we've tried to do as a staff is to keep their spirits up, and I think we've done an outstanding job of that. We have tried to keep them focused on the task at hand, and I think we've done an outstanding job of that. And we tried to educate them through the process of what they were going through, because I've tried to use the good and bad of anything that's happened to us at this level to educate young people and educate this team. And this is how you deal with it. And you drown out the noise, you go about your business, and you don't make excuses, and you get the job done. And I commend them for how they've hung in there and how they've come back to practice and how hard they've worked. And the character, again, that they brought to practice with them has been pretty outstanding.
Have you given thought to greatest moments here, the reflection back, and finishing this point?
This building had a lot of great moments, and it really did. From some of the great games here, the miracle against Arizona State, obviously beating UCLA here when they were #1. But you got to realize my memories go back all the way to 1973, and I've been associated with this university for so long, and there's so many great memories. There's been some outstanding games, there's been some outstanding teams, but probably the moment that'll stick with me the most, and maybe it'll help you understand my love for this school. And it's something I still got to deal with. It's stopping in Rockford, Illinois, and burying my dad and rushing to get to this team in Buffalo so I would not let them down, and I could be there for them. That's my love for Oregon. Thank you.